Well, when I first started, it was over 20 years ago, and one of my first jobs was as an intern at a morning show in on the East Coast. And it was the summer that a fisheries dispute was unfolding in Burnt Church, New Brunswick, against non-native fishermen and Indigenous fishermen. And I remember I had booked the chief of a local First Nation to come on our show to talk about the latest developments. And I was an intern and I was pretty green at the time. So I remember my senior producer was grilling me about the details and, did you double check about the time? Does he know where to go? And I said, yes, yes, he knows. And she said, because those Indians, they'll go out drinking all weekend and they won't show up on a Monday morning. And I remember just freezing in the moment and looking around to see if anyone else was listening and if anyone else was paying attention. But it was a really busy newsroom. And I think that that was, my first job in journalism, but it really set the stage, unfortunately, for a lot of my early experiences. I think that for so long, there was this belief that Indigenous people, our stories didn't matter or the Canadians didn't care about them. And it was, took a long time and I think a lot of effort by journalists across the country to start changing that narrative and to start challenging that perception. And I think what's happened in the last 10 years has been this incredible transformation of not just a recognition of how important our stories are, but a recognition of how important it is for Indigenous people to tell our own stories. And so I've been so heartened by, the conversations that have been happening over the last 5 to 10 years. And really, I think just so moved by how wrong that sentiment was. I know that there are so many Canadians who care. There's so many Canadians who, like me, just didn't know or understand the truth about our shared history. And it's such a privilege and an honor and a responsibility to help share our truths.